Good morning, guys. Welcome to this channel. My name is Patti. To be honest with you guys, I don't know what we're going to be talking about today. I mean, you know, because you saw the title and you saw the thumbnail, but I don't know what we're going to talk about. I just know I had to hit record and here I am. What I do have here is some notes on what God has been revealing to me lately. Um, the fact that I got caught up in God is good. I got to know God's goodness and his grace and his mercy, right? And I'm just like, oh, God is so good. God is so good. And I'm like, he forgave me and I've been disobedient, but like he's still with me. He still loves me. He hasn't abandoned me. I'm still a child of his. He's still showering his grace on me. Like, oh, God is so good. And then I got hit with, but God is also fair, and he is also just, and he is also right, and God will not be mocked. And so, that it got to like a nervous like because it got real. The message version of the Bible has a verse that says, "This is war, and there is no neutral ground." There are only two sides, right? And one of them, God already has the victory. Like the victory belongs to the Lord, right? Regardless if we, step it up or not, regardless if we do our part, God has the victory. But it's just a matter of like, which team are you on? Like, which side are you on? And some of us with our, words, we can profess, yes, like I am with God. I love God. God is my rock. God is good. But with our actions and with our heart posture, our attitudes, it's like, are you? Like, are you with God? What is the famous verse? You are neither hot nor cold. I wish you were one or the other. And Jesus said, I will spit you out. Okay, imagine you have a friend. You have a friend and you see this friend as like, I mean, you guys have a friendship, right? Like, and you share things. This is more than just an acquaintance, right? This friend is more than, just hi and bye and good to see you. This friend is a friend you go to. You occasionally go to. This friend is a friend you trust. This friend is a friend you like. This is a real friend. But then this friend, starts showing some inconsistencies, right? Like she'll sometimes text you and she'll sometimes won't text you. Sometimes she'll share with you. Sometimes she won't share with you. Like there's like a lot of like back and forth, kind of like, she's going and then she's back, there's a wall up and then the wall is down, like, and you're just like, you're neither hot nor cold. Like, this friend, I mean, she doesn't hate you, right? But she also doesn't love you. And we gotta stop being lukewarm. Like we gotta stop being lukewarm. And this is like about everything, right? About our relationship with God, about our relationship with others, about our, ¿cómo se llama? Our love relationship. What do you call it? Our partnership. We gotta stop being lukewarm. I mean, you're either in or you're out. There is no in between. There is no neutral. There is no neutral ground. We either gotta give our all or literally just not invest any time or energy. But we're literally out here like, mm, uh, yeah. And we do these things with God. And I want to share something that happened to me over the weekend. Um, I was with my brother and my mom. We had a good time. And but we were talking about kind of like, that saying where they say is you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. Like you should, have different sources of income, like, have something to fall back on, not just one thing. Don't just depend on one thing, right? And that sounds like really good advice, right? But for me, all my eggs, all my eggs, like all my dependence is on God, right? And I know that, right? And I know that who's going to provide for me? God is going to provide for me. He's the ultimate provider. I mean, whether it's through this or that or whatever, ultimately God is the one who provides. God is the one that produces growth. He's the one that does the growing, right? Um and that's what I believe. But at that moment when I was talking to my family, I was like, I don't like, yeah, I mean, you're right, you guys, yeah, you are right, but I don't know what, because let me tell you guys again, I'm a stay-at-home mom, right? So I don't work, right? Technically, right? I don't go outside of my house to work. um I don't bring an income to the house, basically. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And so I mean, there's so many things at play here, right? Because it's also comparison, because there are other moms that they're stay-at-home moms, right? They're handling their house and their kids and their husband, but they're also bringing income in, right? Some sort of income. And i'm not doing that, right? So there's the comparison, there's the doubts, kind of like, I mean, what if that's like all you do, right? Like all you do is take care of your home and your kids and your relationship, but you don't bring anything else to the table, or you don't offer anything to the world, like, so the doubts and the questions and the basically just worldly things, right? When my trust is in God, right? And that's not saying I'm not doing anything and I'm not working on anything, right? But the season, like, I know the season that I'm in because God has told me the season that I'm in, right? And what I'm meant to be doing at this moment. But what happened to me is that I gave in to the pressure from the world, right? I gave in and I was like, yeah, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what? I don't even know what I offer to this world. Like, I don't know what kind of business I could start. Like, I don't know what I could do. Like, I don't know how to make no sweet treats. I don't know how to do nails. I don't know how to do hair. Like, I don't know how to do custom things. Just like stay at home mom things that most moms like. And I'm like, and point is, I gave into that, right? And so just imagine God hearing that, like when it's me and God alone, right? And I'm like, I trust in you, God. I know what you have told me in this season. I know what you have said in this season, right? I will wait for my Lord. I will wait for God, right? I'm going to wait for you, God. I trust in you. My trust is in you. My confidence is in you. My hope is in you. My strength is in you. This is my conversation with God, right? But then I walk outside and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. And it's like, wait, hold up, right? Like, again, back to like the examples with the friends, right? um there's three friends. One is a new friend, right? And okay, this is the new friend, and then these are the two friends, right? And this new friend asks this friend, um she's like, yeah, do you have anyone to talk to, anyone to lean on, like, do you have anyone you can trust, right? And keep in mind, these two are good friends, right? But this girl answers and she's like, I don't have nobody, like nobody's willing to listen to me, like nobody loves me, like. And this friend is like, what? Like, she feels betrayed, she feels hurt, she's like, what, she doesn't consider me as a friend, like she doesn't, like, I mean, I confide in her, I tell her, my problems, I open up to her, she opens up to me. And I mean, what does she mean that like nobody's there for her if I'm there for her? So she feels like, what just happened? She's confused, she's like, wait, so like, it's like that same thing we're doing to God, where it's like, I mean, like a two-faced, I don't even want to say two-faced, but it's betrayal, it's unfaithfulness. It is unfaithfulness, right? Like, we're saying to God, like, all these I believe in you, Lord. I trust in you, Lord. Your word is truth to me, right? Like, I believe your word. And then we're stepping outside of that. We're stepping outside of the relationship, right? And being like, I'm confused, I'm scared. Wait, hold up. What? That's the word that comes to mind. Unfaithful. Now, unfaithfulness, I mean, that's like, it's not just, you're cheating on someone, you're, having sex with another person. I don't know, just, but unfaithfulness is literally like, you said you were going to be faithful to this one thing, this one person. You were going to be committed to this one thing, this one person. And then, things start to get hard or things, and you're like, yeah, bye. Yeah, that got too complicated. That got too tough. I'm just gonna go look out for me, because unfaithfulness is when you're just being selfish, like you're just thinking of yourself. You're just like, things got hard, and I'm gonna go to what's easiest. I don't like the way that you're treating me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go find someone that is gonna treat me better, that is gonna say the things that I need to hear, that is gonna tell me I'm cute and I'm pretty, and that's gonna like me just the way I am. When someone is unfaithful, and I have this written here, they are not thinking of anyone else. They are not thinking of God. They are not thinking of the damage. They are not thinking of any consequences, because they just want themselves to be happy, content, satisfied, comfortable. In other words, I mean, you're just being selfish. How does unfaithfulness to God look like? Well, it looks like my example, where I know what me and God have talked about. Like, I know I know the relationship that we have, right? The trust, what I believe in. I believe in his words, what he has said. I accept his promises. I believe his promises are true, right? I believe he's going to fulfill every promise that he has said, right? Like, I believe in him. But then I step aside from that. I step aside from his promises. I step aside from the truth, and I let lies in. I let myself be consumed by lies. I speak lies. I share lies to others. Right? Like, God is calling us to speak. God is calling us, I know God is calling me to speak up, right? To speak up and share his love and share his goodness and share his grace, share his name. Let everybody know who God is, who our God is. Let everyone know. But over the weekend, like I said, what I was sharing fearful. I mean, is it fearfulness, fear? That I was scared. That's what I was spreading. I wasn't sharing how God is our rock. You can lean on God. God is our fortress. God is our shield. God is with us. I wasn't sharing what I know to be true. I was unfaithful, and I gave in to lies. You get it? It's like, instead of being faithful to him and to his words, I was being faithful to fear. Does that make sense? Another way that we're unfaithful to God is when we know that God is the source of all comfort. Like, we know that God got us. We know that he is the Prince of Peace, right? That he gives us a peace that surpasses all understanding. Like, we know these things, but yet we still go to our phones. We still go snacking. We still go to the TV. We still go to other people. We still go to social media, or like pages, I don't know, to get advice on like what to do. We go to other things for guidance. We can go to other things for comfort. That is another way that we're being unfaithful to God, because he is ultimately, I mean, he is the one provider. Like, he is the one that gives. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open. He's the one that does the opening. He's the one that does the giving. He's the one that does the growing. Like, it's all him. But again, sometimes we're unfaithful to him in that way, by going to a worldly thing, by going to counterfeit, by going to something that looks like the real thing but isn't the real thing. God's word says, right, the greatest commandment: love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. What I hear there is that it got to do with others. It's about serving out others. Like, this is outside of me, right? Because it's talking about loving the Lord and loving my neighbor, loving God and loving others. But yet, why is the attention all on me? Am I making sense here? Like, why am I so focused on me? Why am I so focused on what I need, on what I want? Now here, like, let me just say, I'm not talking about, we need food and we need, like, we know we need these things, and God will provide these things, and God has been providing those things, right? But I'm talking about here about the things that we think we need, the things that we think we want, right? Like, we don't even know what we want, right? Anyways, we're not about to go there. But yeah, so all the attention is on me and what I need. My needs need to be met. I need to be comfortable. I need to be okay. I need to be more than okay. I need to be happy. I need to be satisfied. That's selfishness. And that selfishness leads to unfaithfulness, leads to us being unfaithful. Because things are getting hard. And if things are getting hard, then that means I'm not comfortable. That means I'm uncomfortable. And I need to get out of here. Like, I need to be back where I'm comfortable. I need to be back on my couch scrolling. Let me just say something about scrolling. Let me say something about scrolling. I could wake up, scroll on my bed until I have to get up, and then go to the toilet and then scroll some more, right? Okay, and then evening comes and I got some free time. Let me scroll again. Let me watch some more shorts. Okay, I got time for a video. Let me watch a video. Okay. And then before bed, let me scroll again. And I don't know if this has happened to you, but it has happened to me where I'm never satisfied, right? I'm like, I need more. Like, I need to see more shorts. The eyes of man are never satisfied. Like, we never satisfied. We could watch, we could say, God could, I mean, literally, God could let us like watch 50 shorts. Okay, okay, Pati, my daughter, like, I'm gonna let you watch 50 shorts. And we still want 100, like, we still want more. Oh man, that's another thing that why do we have to be in uncomfortable situations, right? Because what's an uncomfortable situation? Discipline. When we are being disciplined, it is uncomfortable. Like, it is not pleasant when you're being disciplined, right? Like, if you have ever been disciplined, right, it's uncomfortable. It's like you want to get out of there. You want to run. You want to run from the discipline. But that is what we need. That is what we need. We literally need to be disciplined because we don't do good with freedom. We are not good with freedom. Now, I don't know if I'm speaking about everybody or if I'm just speaking about myself. Somebody better be with me on this. Like, we don't do good with freedom. When we are given freedom, oof, I mean, pues todo se vale, right? Like, I can do anything, like, woo, you know? But we're still never satisfied. Like, we still want more and more and more. That's why we need to be corrected. That's why God needs to discipline us, because with so much freedom, much responsibility is needed, because then we venture off into foolishness. Many of us are stagnant, like, we're not moving. Like, let me tell you the verse that God keeps leading me to. You need milk, not solid food. You should be farther ahead. I can't remember the exact words, but it's up here. Like, we really should be farther ahead. Like, God has given us opportunity after opportunity, all the resources we need. He has given us inspiration. He has motivated us. Like, He has given us strength. He has renewed our strength. He has blessed us with His grace. He has blessed us with His love. Oh, He has blessed us with His presence. He has blessed us with His mercy. Like, He has forgiven us every single time we disobey Him, right? Every single time we fall short, He has forgiven us of that. He has blessed us with grace upon grace. And so we should have been farther ahead, but we're stagnant. We're still returning. I know, I am still returning back to the beginning. Like I'm still coming back. Like God is still, but it's another opportunity, right? Again, grace upon grace. But that grace, that undeserved favor, right? Like that's supposed to push us forward. That's supposed to like make us do better because we know better. But we're out here still playing, still being ignorant and doing foolish things. What is foolish? Like a dog returning to its vomit, returning back to our phones for comfort, returning back to our phones for guidance, right? Asking, God, send me a confirmation, and you're looking for a YouTube video to watch. God has already told you what you need to be doing right now. Like God has already told you. Time is short, my friends. And this is not to, what is it, to put a damper on things like, oh. But this is war, and there is no neutral ground. There is no neutral ground. You are either here or there. Where are you? Where are you? So if you know that this message was for you, that you know that you need to do better because you know better, then let me just suggest this. When you're kind of like in a place of confusion, kind of like, wait, did God tell me to do this or to do that? Like, which one, what is the first step? Like, what should I do? Right? Like, you have two options and you're like, I don't remember. I mean, I don't know what to do. Like, this one makes more sense, but this one has some sense to it too. Let me just tell you to go back to the first thing that God told you to do. Just imagine you're on the way to the store, right? You're on the way to the store. God said, go there. On your way there, right? You have peace about that. So you're going. But on your way there, a thought springs up like, oh, wait, but should I go there first? Should I drop off this first? No, but doesn't it make more sense that I go like here first and then I drop it? Like, wait, or should I just go to the store? Like, wait, now I'm confused. Now I don't know what to do. God is not the author of confusion, right? So if confusion is at play, then something else is there. And we don't want that, right? We don't want confusion. We want peace. We want the Prince of Peace, right? So go back to the first thing that he told you. So in that example that I was saying, he said, go to that store first. Then you go there first, right? Because that's when you remember that you had peace about a decision that you were about to make. Let me just say this, let me add this, that on your way to doing the things that God is calling you to do, you're going to need discipline. You're going to need self-control. And good thing, right? That God gave us a spirit of self-control. That is a fruit of the spirit, right? That when we are living by the spirit, self-discipline and self-control, I mean, they're going to be produced. Like it's going to be produced, right? I don't have to rely on willpower. I'm relying on God's power. So that's going to look like correction in your life, right? Like God is going to correct you. And what did we say before? That when someone is correcting you, it is not pleasant. It doesn't feel pleasant. So when something doesn't feel pleasant, what do you want to do? You want to run in the other direction. I had this many times. I had this with my husband. When we were a year into being married, I was like, my husband is, I mean, the worst. I made a bad decision. He's this, he's that. Like, no, like I'm trying to run, right? Like, let's get a divorce. Like, I gotta go back to my mom. Maybe we just need to separate. Maybe we just need some time alone. Like I was trying to run. But God, what God was trying to do, what God did is that He corrected me, is that He disciplined me, is that He got me out of those, en español, celosa enfermiza, which I mean, I was toxic, pouring out my insecurities onto my husband, right? And in that time, by God's grace, thank to God, all glory be to God, that He removed that. I don't know what God did, right? I don't know, right? But God knows. God knows what He did to my heart. God knows what He did to my mind, right? God has restored my marriage in that area, right? Um, but yeah, like I said, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to being corrected, we want to run. So make sure you, like, when you realize you're about to run from something, that you're trying to run from your calling, you're trying to run from God, like you're trying to be unfaithful because you're being selfish, because you just want to be okay in that moment, and because it's not okay, then you want to run and you want to go do something else that is going to make you happy in that moment. So let's stop running. Let's stop running. And I mean, let's acknowledge that it's going to be, it may not be, oh, let me, again, because I didn't know this, right? When the story of Moses, when he's delivering the people out of Egypt, that the trip was supposed to take 11 days. Right? These people were going to be in the wilderness for 11 days. Like, it was just supposed to be 11 days. It's a trip, from here to there, walking, whatever, but it's 11 days. It took them 40 years. 40 years in the wilderness. They weren't supposed to be there that long, but they kept playing games. They kept being unfaithful to God. They kept wanting to run. They kept wanting more and more and more. I don't remember the exact verse, but basically God gave them enough food, right? He made it rain, the manna from heaven, the exact amount that they needed, that each one of them needed for that day. But they were hoarding. They were taking more than what they needed, right? And God said, like, He's gonna provide for you each day. But maybe they were doubting, right? They were doubting in their heart, kind of like, I don't know if God is going to provide, so let me just take this bread, right, so I can save it, so I can have some for tomorrow, because I don't know if He's going to provide. I'm feeling hot. This talk is good. We need to stop delaying, because it's us. We are delaying things. We are remaining stagnant, right? It's time for us to go. Right? We want to run in the other. No, 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 no. Go to what God is calling you to do. Oh, I feel God. I feel God's presence. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I don't think anything else needs to be said. But you know better. So do better. That's it.